Good evening. You're watching Left, Right and Centre. I'm Nidhi Razdan. Tonight, as BJP leaders are turned away from visiting Malda and West Bengal after a mob that went on the rampage last week, the BJP hits out at Mamata, accusing her of communal politics. But the TMC hits back, saying Malda was exaggerated by right-wing trolls on social media. Is Mamata playing minority politics? That's our big debate tonight. Also, as Pakistan makes some arrests in the Pathankot probe, can we trust Nawaz Sharif with this investigation? That's coming up in 30 minutes from now. But first, a team of senior BJP leaders was turned back by the local administration today as they headed for Malda, the site of a massive rampage by a mob last week, which has now become the centre of an ugly political battle between the TMC and the BJP. The BJP says that Mamata is playing the communal card and protecting those who turned violent. But the TMC says it was a criminal incident.
High drama at Malda railway station, a BJP team sent by Amit Shah, led by MP SS Ahluwalia, arriving from Kolkata to be confronted by a huge police force and not allowed to go to destination Kalia Chowk.
We are here to console people and to give them, restore the confidence. But they said, no, you people are public figure. By your appearance itself, there will be problem.
To give it all legal teeth, Section 144 or prohibitory orders reimposed last night by police at Kalia Chowk, where over 1 lakh people had gone on the rampage last Sunday. From day one, BJP called it a communal incident. 2 days ago, finally breaking her silence, Mamata Banerjee said it was a clash between the BSF and local people.
Someone is trying to create this narrative of CIN, communally insensitive narrative with 100 days to go for the elections. Why would we encourage them to change the narrative?
Sent back to Kolkata by the Malda police, the BJP team again took Mamata Banerjee to task.
They have come with criminal intent to burn the record room of police station. They have ransacked that area which was inhabited by the Hindus.
The BJP wants the Home Ministry to send a team to Kalia Chowk. Mamata Banerjee should have already gone there, they said. So was Kalia Chowk a criminal incident or a communal one? The political debate on this is now on the table and out. What is certain is that the bugle has been sounded for assembly elections in West Bengal 2016. In Kolkata with GD Shankar, Mamata Banerjee, NDTV.
Well, I spoke earlier to the Trinamool Congress's Derek O'Brien. Derek, the BJP says that what happened in Malda was a communal incident, but the TMC insists it was not. You're calling it a criminal incident. The BJP cites the fact, as SS Ahluwalia says, that only Hindu residential areas have been attacked and ransacked on that particular Sunday, and no other area was affected. What is your response to that?
Well, let me put the facts right up in front of you. For 6 days, in fact, the BJP were trying to make a criminal incident seem like a communal incident. But this morning they gave up because now the BJP too are speaking the same language which they should have been speaking from day one. It is not communal. Now they're saying this is to do with opium smuggling. Now they're saying there are some criminal elements about money laundering. Well, we haven't been running Twitter hashtags as they've been. Of course, it's been a criminal incident and which they've tried to communalize, but we're not at all surprised because this is typical what I call sin 100, communal insensitive narrative 100 days before the election. So this is expected. So they'll take every incident which is even criminal in nature and try and communalize it. Let me tell you the good news in all this. The situation was tense. There's been, thankfully, not a single death. There have been 10 arrests and there have been no injuries. But what really happened, Nidhi, sorry, you were asking me a question. What really happened is when this incident took place, as is the style of the BJP and the RSS, they start this great social media army gets going, they start trending this on Twitter, etc., and almost like pressurizing the mainstream media to take this up. And how cheap and dirty tricks they indulge in by circulating a photograph which they themselves said later, I've got the picture here, which was taken 13 months ago. So all this WhatsApp, social media, this is all the campaign. But now I'm glad the reporters from all the channels and the newspapers are on the ground in Malda, and that's the true story coming out today.
But you know, Derek, isn't there something about Malda that just doesn't make sense? For instance, why were people suddenly protesting about a comment made by a right-wing leader a month ago for which he's already in jail? That's why the BJP says that the protests actually look orchestrated, that they were well planned, and that you, the TMC government in Bengal, should have been forewarned.
Well, I think the police perhaps didn't expect such a big gathering of 25,000 people. But I would tell you, why would a government, are you trying to suggest that the West Bengal government orchestrated these protests? I mean, nothing can be further from the truth. There is a lot of tension there between the border security force as well as the locals. There is tension there between the criminals and the police. And these issues are all within the texture of criminal incidents. BJP, in their desperation, and the RSS, they are all criminal, but they will try and make it into a communal, and they've tried this in Bihar, they've tried this in UP with loudspeakers. So this is a tactic. And with 100 days to go to the elections, now it's been exposed. In the next 48 hours, more facts will come out, and you'll get to see how this was completely social media orchestrated event.
Derek,
and in the morning,
the BJP has 5 questions for Mamata Banerjee. They've put out 5 questions for her, and I want to actually pose a couple of them to you today. They've put out 5 questions.
Listen, please listen. Who has... Nidhi, 1 second. Nidhi, 1 second. I've seen those questions. The gentleman who's posed the questions has posed his questions to Mamata Banerjee. The gentleman is not even worth answering. I refuse to answer the question of the gentleman. I wish him luck in that he soon gets a Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha ticket, because he was in charge of Bengal and that has also been taken away from him. So I'm not here as the national spokesperson of my party and the parliamentary party leader in Rajya Sabha to answer some BJP minion has asked questions to Mamata Banerjee, and I'm going to sit here on your channel to try and answer those questions.
Okay, no, this is my question. Then let me ask you my question. This is my question and a question the BJP asked, which I think is also a legitimate one.
BJP lackey who sits in Delhi and makes occasional trip to Bengal. Why should I give him any importance by answering any question?
This is my question then, Derek. This is my question then, Derek, which is that there is widespread opium farming that is taking place in Malda, for instance. That is a legitimate question that has been put forward by the BJP as well. Is the state government not aware of that? Has the government not been paying attention to that?
We are quite aware there is a lot of talk about opium farming. Now, after 8 days, how come the narrative has suddenly become opium farming? For the last 7 days, what was the hashtag on Twitter? And when we were very controlled in our response, because we knew the facts, and that's why we didn't go out. And because these Twitter trolls, I mean, it's a shame. You know, you get thousands of these. We all know how this works. Incident, ramp it up, blast it on Twitter. Do you know this incident was trending worldwide? I mean, is it such an incident that will trend worldwide? These are paid trolls. BJP talks about digital India. Very good that they talk about digital India. But what do they do on the ground with digital?
Then please tell us how many people have been arrested. How many people have been arrested for what happened that day?
Thank you for asking me. 10 people have been arrested, 0 injuries, 0 deaths. And this hasn't happened because of luck. I think the word I want to use, and it's the correct word, the police handled this tactfully. Was the situation tense? Of course it was tense. Could it have gone out of hand? Of course it could have gone out of hand. But I think it was handled extremely tactfully. And note the timing. 2 things on the timing. 1, all this hashtagging on Twitter is happening 100 days before an election. And number 2, The world was here in Calcutta a few days ago at a global business summit, and there were great things happening and not so great things happening in Pathankot. So this is an effort to change the narrative, but we will not allow this narrative to change, because the narrative for the next 100 days will remain the good work and the development done by Mamata Banerjee's government. By the way, in this great state of Bengal, we talk about peace and harmony. Come and see on the ground. The day Ghulam Ali's concert was cancelled in Maharashtra, the following day on Mamata Di's guidance and instructions, I spoke to Ghulam Ali Saab, and he assured us that the next time he comes to India to perform, it will be in Kolkata. And tomorrow, we've put our money where our mouth is, we've delivered. Tomorrow, it doesn't matter whether you're Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Sikh or Buddhist, you're coming to listen to the music of Ghulam Ali in a peaceful atmosphere, because we believe music has no boundaries.
All right, Derek OBrien, thanks for joining us tonight. And Derek OBrien, they're essentially suggesting very controversially that what has happened in Malda was exaggerated, as he called it, by right-wing trolls on social media, paid trolls, and the effort was to change the narrative at the time when Pathankot had just happened. Siddharth Nath Singh of the BJP, senior leader of the BJP, joins us now, and let me get Siddharth's first reaction to that. Siddharth, you've just heard what Derek has said. Your first response to that, to blame it entirely on social media and to say that this was an attempt to change the narrative, is that fair?
Well, all I can say is that Derek OBrien was totally rattled. He had no answers to any of the questions. Forget about my questions, but your questions. Now, Nidhi, let me put certain things on the right perspective. BJP from day one never said it's a communal thing which is happening. Communal riots will happen or violence will happen when there are, other side is also equally strong. Malda is well known, their demography is well known, it is 80% minorities there and 20% is only the majority, as per the Indian definition of minority and majorities. Now, this entire incident, now Derek OBrien or the TMC's argument is that we never wanted anything communal or we were able to control it. It's a criminal. Now, if they wanted to control something communal, let me ask a very simple question which I've been asking, that on 3rd of January, prior to that, leaflets were distributed, mics were used for collection of people because something, I would say, condemnable was spoken by a person in Uttar Pradesh 30 days back. Something which is a reaction on communal reaction is to happen next day. It has to be spontaneous, but not after 30 days. It was a planned action. Now, when I say why it is a planned action, there is a history. September, October, look at all the newspapers. NIA had arrested 15 people all over India, and out of that more than 10 had connections with Malda on the fake currency racket which is happening in Malda. Based on that, the Director General himself met the Home Secretary in month of November, December 2015 to plan how to bust this racket in Malda. This incident happens on 3rd of January. And now when 3rd January it happens, there is a garb, it's orchestrated, you create a communal get-together, more than 1 lakh people get together. Now, what they do, they attack no one, they first attack the police station where it is perceived that the records were being kept there, and they only attack the records room and they leave where the arms and ammunition
are you saying that this was deliberately orchestrated communal violence because there is an election coming up,
yes,
and to create a wedge?
Yes, certainly. It is Nidhi, it is a garb to destroy those rackets, because the person, the Muslim organization which organized all this, they used leaflets to stoke communal passion so that large crowd could get together. What was the administration doing then?
Okay,
why
that's a legitimate question.
And when the police was being attacked, why didn't they do anything in there itself? The police kept silent all the while.
All right, we have Maulana.
Why this thing happened? Then Mamata Banerjee says
No, I want to take the points you raised to Maulana Barkati, the Shahi Imam of the Tipu Sultan Mosque from Kolkata. And Maulana Sahab, you've just heard what Siddharthnath Singh of the BJP is saying, and there are valid questions that are being raised. If leaflets were being given out, if people were being called and being asked to gather a month after those comments were made, is something I asked Derek O'Brien as well. Isn't there something about this entire incident that just doesn't make sense, that just looks very fishy? Maulana Sahab.
You know, what is the reality of BJP? How they are coming in power.
Are we talking?
First start Advani, Rath Yatra, and has demolished Babri Masjid, and after that clashes all over India between Hindu and Muslim, because real culprits is Advani and BJP and RSS, secular.
Nidhi, are we here to listen to this lecture? Are we talking about the Malda
1 second,
incident?
let him finish.
Kind of
Maulana Sahab, the point is on Malda. The point is on Malda. Siddharth, 1 second, let's keep it civil. Can I please request Siddharth, let him finish his point.
Shahi Imam of Tipu Sultan Masjid, what is he? Do I not?
I am coming on the
Shahi Imam Sahab, आपके बारे में भी मुझे पता है. Why do you want me to?
Let me ask him Siddharth, please. Let me just ask him the question.
I know how religious intolerance you spread. Is this the entire debate about it? Please, Nidhi, I will not accept this. If you want a political debate, have a political debate. I am not discussing with a Shahi Imam.
British government, you are
1 second. I really don't understand what is the need for anyone to lose their temper
Nidhi,
here about.
Don't ridicule me.
Nidhi,
you are ridiculing me. I am not ready to sit on your
I don't understand how you are being ridiculed. I'm just asking the Maulana a question. He represents a point of view. Why is there such intolerance to listening to another point of view?
Is he a political guy?
No, 1 second. Maulana Sahab, my question to you is very simple.
Viewpoint?
Has this entire Malda
He is not
issue...
answering a straight question to you.
Can he please be given an opportunity to do that? Can he... 1 second. Maulana Sahab, you are not answering the question.
Listen me.
Yes, I am asking you whether politics is being played with minorities in West Bengal, whether it's being done deliberately. Why is it that pamphlets were distributed asking people to gather in protest 1 month after those controversial comments were made? Is there more to this incident than meets the eye? Is it just an innocent criminal incident?
Where is the Muslim politics? Where is the Muslim politics in Malda? Where is it? We are living in West Bengal with peace and communal harmony, amity between the Hindus and Muslims. Where are Malda is a political clash, and RSS provoke these situations. Mamata Banerjee, tell me, our government maintain to law and order. She is very secular. She is a very noble leader. She is a very Hindu-Muslim.
Okay, let me get Ajoy Bose. Ajoy Bose is here. Who's going to give us an independent view?
I am saying, but RSS.
Okay, 1 second.
But RSS.
No, but you're not answering the question on Mamata Banerjee. You're not answering the question on how the state government has handled this.
And disrupt the communal harmony
1 second.
between Hindu and Muslim.
Ajoy Bose. Okay, I'm bringing the mics down because that's the only way to talk to Ajoy about this. Weigh in on this. What's the real story?
You know, the real story, Nidhi, is a very disturbing story, because I think we are looking at the communal atmosphere in West Bengal to be seriously disrupted by various people. And I think that there is a problem, because anything which is going to be done before the elections gets a political color. And I think that once that political color starts getting in the way of independent administration, it's going to be a problem. Because you see, the BJP has a point of view, the Trinamool Congress has a point of view, the locals have a point of view. The fact of the matter is, however, that there is a huge amount of tension in that area. There is also crime. All sides admit that there is criminal elements working in that area. It is a border area.
It's still an administrative failure, isn't it?
Absolutely. So I don't think that the Trinamool Congress can't get out. It is true that there have been no deaths, there have been no this thing, but the fact of the matter is it's a serious breakdown of law and order, and you have clashes with border security force. So let us, so RSS may play a role or something. Let's not point fingers right now. I'm trying to say that this is a situation which the state government has to handle, and is primary responsibilities of the state government. However, Nidhi, I'm sorry to say that whether it is the BJP directly or supporters of the BJP, if you looked at the social media, there is always an angle which is always a spin. Why is the media talking of Pathankot but not Malda? You know, the whole problem is that I think the BJP has serious points to raise about the situation in Malda. And I think they have serious points to raise. And I don't think the Trinamool Congress government has been able to answer all of them.
No,
nor has the Maulana been able to, we all know about the RSS, we have written against the RSS, we have covered the Babri Masjid demolitions, so please, let us not go into history. Let us not go into history. Let us look at a situation in Malda.
Let me ask Siddharth Singh.
Let us look at
on this point that Ajoy has raised. Siddharth, Ajoy Bose, Maulana Sahab, I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to bring things down because this cannot go out of hand, please. Siddharth Singh, on this point that is being raised again about the social media, is there any truth at all that this was exaggerated by supporters on social media? Do you believe that it went out of hand or was misrepresented in any way?
Nidhi, social media, you all know that it is not controlled by anybody. There are individuals who handle, and certainly the BJP official handles or any supported BJP senior leaders have not said anything. Look at my tweets. I have never said, I said under the communal garb, the target has been to destroy the document. And it is a national security issue. I have been saying since 4th of January. My MLA Shamik Bhattacharya, when he goes there on 5th, he gets arrested. He also says the same thing. It is not communal. It is to destroy those documents which relates, because NIA had been raiding these places. It relates to fake currency and the opium farming. And then the same thing is being repeated again and again. I can't understand where does the BJP comes into the social media, the entire blame being played by Derek OBrien or the TMC. The issue is national security.
But Siddharth,
it relates to certain people of the TMC who are protecting. Sorry, just let me allow to complete that 30 seconds. It is the TMC people, the administration, which is protecting those people who are criminals. And it relates to national security. The NIA was going to bust that model, so the evidence have been destroyed. That is our charge, and we remain stuck to that charge only.
But Siddharth, I'm afraid that the angle which has been given so far is that Muslims in Malda are attacking Hindus. I'm sorry to say that there has been an attempt.
No, who's given that?
No, there has been an attempt to say that this is a huge threat to
tell me,
Hindu minority.
I'm a responsible Prabhari of that area. Please let me know.
No, I'm trying to say that is how the whole thing has been ratcheted up into this. Let's face it, it's a local incident. It's a local incident. There have been no deaths. There have been no deaths. So let us give some perspective.
It's still a serious incident.
But it's a serious incident.
That is exactly what I'm trying to come. There was a communal atmosphere which was created to destroy those files, and therefore the police looked the other side. Obviously there was nothing there. The Hindus are minorities there. You cannot have a communal violence or communal riots there.
No, of course you have a communal violence there where there is a minority and a majority.
We are one.
Maulana Sahab, you can't escape responsibility that the state government has to take. You support Mamata Banerjee, which is why you're here on this program today. But can Mamata Banerjee's government absolve itself of the responsibility? At the very least, there's been a major breakdown of law and order in Malda.
She is taking responsibility, but behind the screen, RSS and BJP are coming and instigation instigating between the
But
Muslim
all the
and
more
Hindus
reason you should
and
take
armies
responsibility
police.
and control the
Calcutta
situation.
Calcutta
All the
police
more
is
reason
very well
you should crack down on the
very
criminal
well
elements.
Police.
All
well
the more
police.
reason that don't give the RSS a handle.
RSS is a very dangerous and
But
very
if it is dangerous, you should-
They are coming in power.
Baba, as a
They
Maulana
are
of the
coming in
region,
power
you should take
with
responsibility also.
With clashes between Hindu and Muslim, with clashes between and Muslim, they are trying.
1 month later, 1 month later, people were asked to come and protest about a comment, a derogatory comment made 1 month earlier. That makes no sense.
No, one body.
That sounds very, very suspicious.
No, one body.
I think your responsibility is also
I mean, there has to be a
And
responsibility. Yes, exactly, from the other side as well. I just want to ask Ajoy a last question before we take a break, which is that how do you see this playing out in the months ahead? I mean, now we have elections coming up in Bengal. Are we going to see,
I'm
unfortunately,
very worried, Nidhi.
incidents?
I'm very worried, Nidhi, about the Bengal elections coming up. There may be, here there has not been that much violence. But, the seriousness of it is because of the implications and the shadow it casts over the coming elections. I'm sorry to say, I am very afraid that the Election Commission has its work cut out for it, in the Bengal elections, because it is not just the BJP, it is also the CPM, which is also making the same charges, that local administration often looks the other way when certain TMC goons go around creating mayhem. So I'm sorry to say, we can't be blind to this. There is an administrative situation, there's a law and order situation there, and it will be aggravated by the election.
And that is something the TMC really does have to answer for. Many of those questions they weren't even willing to take. That the BJP leaders, at the very least, even those 5 questions, they weren't even willing to take tonight. Siddharthnath Singh, Maulana Saab and Joy Bose, thank you very much for joining us on this big debate tonight. We'll take a break. Still ahead, the other big story today. There's still suspense over whether India and Pakistan will talk this Friday. But as some arrests are made, can India trust Pakistan with the Pathankot probe?